Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It is a Sunday. It is my channel. I am your friendly neighborhood Prax. Welcome to the channel. We are here for some carousel card. Oh, hello. Thank you for that resub, Hawk. I appreciate it. You will notice that we are missing a couple people today. People had things to do, life, but that's okay. It's 1968. Music is groovy, and we have a long, fun day. But we should go around, let everybody introduce themselves, and I will set the stage afterwards. So why don't we start to be unique with the one person directly below me? Hey, Lindy, how are you? Yeah, all by you. All about you. All by myself. Wait, hold on. Apparently, oh, there we go. Now we fixed it. Streamlabs decided to do an update, and that changed the sound
That
setting.
happens a lot with Streamlabs. But hi, I'm Lindy, Laugh Love Lindy. I will be playing Opal Ardeline tonight on this whole bottom row that I got all to myself, all stretched out and nice. Um, yeah, she's just a regular girl living in a regular world.
I mean, I think she's 40 now, so like,
She's 40 now,
I don't.
regular lady.
Yeah, I think she's mature lady now.
Yeah, she's having to do some makeup to make herself look a little older.
Mm,
Well, more makeup.
yeah, more makeup. Well, you know,
I think she wears fake glasses now to help hide a little bit.
all the
Because
things.
vision goes as you get
Mhm.
older.
Yeah, yeah, it does. So when we were younger. Um, but and then let's hop over to my right or left here on the overlay with PB. Hey PB, how are you? How are we doing tonight?
I'm I'm good, feeling good, excited to get back to Carousel Court. Today I'll be playing Ro Walters probably. And I he is I did the math. Right before stream I did the math. He to give you an update on the family because it's Ro, it's Linda, the gorgeous wife. We have our young son Luis and our father-in-law Umberto who lives next to us now. And Luis is 8. Ro 63. Though we are succubi incubi, so like aging, optional. Linda is 75, and Umberto is 175. If anyone was curious. And yeah, I'm excited to play this. Ro still looks like we're judging him up a little bit, like with the beard. Maybe like smear something in there so it looks like there's something like white, like a little bit of clay or something. I don't know. Judging him up to like look closer to his age, but yeah,
Yeah, but
he's
but
not
does
very.
it remind me correctly? What does Ro look like? Because if I remember correctly, Ro can pull on the Mediterranean ageless for eternity look.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Ro is a lot of things. Originally his lineage is Algonquin Native American, but then it gets mixed in with a little bit of white, a little bit of black, a little bit of, uh just just general old American, original American. So he, has that light skinned, where are you from? Sort of look about him. So he could be
Yeah.
pretty much anything. And then now Linda's opened up the lineage even more. She's from Mexico, so Luis honestly can just coast on his looks for the pretty much rest of his life.
There you go. Someday. You know what my mother used to say? Next time we come back, we just want, Sophia Loren's genes. There's a woman who never aged. Ages. She's still with us. Gotta defend. And last but never least, hey Lynn, how are you? How's life going for you all?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be back and play Carousel Court with everyone. I am playing Youngja tonight. She heard the eldest daughter of the family, who is in her late 20s, which is deeply concerned for the fact that she is not married yet.
Oh, so much. Walter's family mambo number 5. I appreciate you, Cold Drake. And that's as much as you're going to get because we do not need a DMCA strike on this channel. Hey, everybody. It's 1968, and we're feeling groovy. It's November 5th of 1968. Everyone is... Well, it's election day. And the election has been fraught with so much drama already. After winning the New Hampshire primary for re-election, Lyndon B. Johnson decided to not seek the nomination. His Vice President Hubert Humphrey then doubled down with the wonderful complication of Robert Kennedy, the former late president's attorney general, former senator from Massachusetts. He decided to run. And was middling in the polls until an event at a restaurant in California in June of 1968, where an individual decided to attempt to shoot the presidential candidate. The Kennedy family, however, after losing their son, Jack, decided to invest heavily in alternative means of protection, wards of all types. They did not want another member of the family to pass in an unfortunate, violent manner. It has been both a positive and negative for Bobby in the polls, this very positive, a much more open and pro-other association than even his brother had. And, but apparently it seems to be doing well enough for him that Bobby ended up taking the nomination away from Hubert Humphrey. The Republicans decided to give the nomination away to a senator from California, one Richard Nixon, who had run against Jack in 1960, didn't do well for him, apparently. Complicated. But the polls are tight. January of 1968 all the way through September, an event called the Tet Offensive has begun in Vietnam. A number of individuals, what we in the 21st century would use the term insurgents, began using suicide bombing and hit and run tactics in South Vietnam that were effective for a while before the South Vietnamese ties to the Buddhist Church and the Catholic Church strengthened national wards to protect as much of the country as possible. But the Americans have become fully involved in a police action. And Lyndon Johnson himself was talking about the possibility of having a draft for armed forces to go to Vietnam. We also, unfortunately, had another attempted assassination in May of 1968 in Memphis, when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was, somebody attempted to shoot through the window of his motel room. Luckily, there was no fatalities from the shooting, but there was a few injuries. Dr. King has not publicly endorsed Senator Kennedy, former Mr. Kennedy, but has been seen having conversations with the gentleman a few times. but it is November. It's still hot in Savannah. By hot, I mean like almost 80. Very hot. I have to ask everybody, well, everybody who's here. Oh, that's right. Uh, oh, we do have to celebrate the fact that Oliver Audeline is now mayor of the city of Savannah. With a handily won 69% of the vote.
Nice.
I did not make that up. I literally, y'all, that was the vote results. So I guess the question is, it's an election day, it's election Tuesday, and in 1968, election day is, well, a holiday from school because that's where all the polling locations are located in your schools. So where do we find people on this hot Tuesday in Savannah?
Ro and Linda and Umberto, because Umberto works for Ro, or with Ro, I should say. And they've decided, since it's such a big day, that they would give everyone the day off on this fine Tuesday. So on Wednesday we could come back with more vigor to work. So they're at home. Ro's out doing some yard work, and Linda's out also tending the garden. And we're just outside watching neighbors come and go.
Hmm. And what about at the Audeline household?
Well, at the Audeline household, I imagine. Let's see. What day of the week did you say it was
It's
again?
a Tuesday.
Tuesday. I think James would be driving her back home from an appointment at the VA clinic.
Ooh. What kind of appointment?
Well, you know, it's possible. It's just not simple to have a kid, so they're trying. You know, that's.
Ooh, we're trying.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. Someone will make a note. I have made a note.
Wonderful.
I guess the next question is, how do we feel? You know, we'll come back to that actually. I'll come back to that point. I'll come back. I'm gonna get Youngja question. What are you doing this fine Tuesday?
I think it's gonna be a late start for Youngja. I think she usually ends up getting one of those people that gets up early in the morning, like around 5 or 6. But with her line of work, everybody was kind of like watching the election until like the wee hours.
Oh well, the election hasn't finished yet.
election.
It's still Tuesday. So the election day
Yeah.
is always the first Tuesday of the month. So
Yeah.
so it's in the morning of that election day.
Okay. The I think then it is an early day. I think it's also like nervous because there's a lot of it can go either positive or negatively depending on how the day is. So we'll see. Has to go to work. Everything's in a little bit of a kind of like strategize what's gonna happen, like depending on what happens with the night. So it's gonna be a long day.
So then my next question is, are any of y'all working this election, or are you just voting in it?
We are busy people. We are just voting. We work enough as is.
Oh, that's
Mm.
that's it. Definitely Youngja is working probably either with the Kenny and probably the Ardelines. So like, it's gonna be a busy day. It's gonna be busy trying to deal with both campaigns being involved. So
Well, luckily, Oliver's secure. The mayoral and the presidential election are in off years. But yes, I could definitely see Oliver supporting, well, the Democratic Party, unless, of course, he wants to support Wallace, who's the Dixiecrat, who broke off from the Democratic Party for obvious reasons. And if you don't know, well,
Be backing whoever Marta tells him to back.
ooh. Ooh,
and she would want to back whoever's gonna win, because that's how Marta plays the game. That's how she plays. It's terrible, but that's how she plays the game.
Who does Marta think is gonna win between Nixon and Kennedy?
I think
She would know right off the bat. There's no way that Wallace is he's running as an independent candidate. He's not. He's a third party candidate.
She might find some of his policies interesting, but she's like, no. That's no. The last Kennedy wasn't terrible. They seem to have pretty good odds either way. And every time I think of Nixon, I just think of Futurama. So I think she's gonna try to back for Kennedy.
Well, I mean, that's fair. That is fair. Okay. So the Ardelines are backing Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
Then this leads to my next question for all of you fine, wonderful people on this hot Tuesday. Waiting for. Do you watch the results, or are you one of those people who just avoids it and it's like, just tell me when it's over?
I don't think the Ardelines care enough to be like, oh, who's gonna win? Like this is gonna happen so many more times in our lifetime. Not even bothered. Just tell us when they're done counting. Like I don't think there's like a big sense of anticipation, because it's just like, yeah, they're counting. Let the people count. Like let it go.
What time? Was it like the same as recent as now? With how long it takes them to count votes?
Oh, it takes them longer because you don't have any of these electronic voting machines, so you have to count everything by hand, and everything is a handwritten ballot.
We got work real early tomorrow. We're not staying up for nothing's changed in the results, whether I stay up or I go to bed and wake up and see the results. So
what happens.
We are going to bed and waking up early the next morning for work. And if we hear who wins, we hear who wins.
What about the Quan house?
The opposite, I think. Young Duchess might be like a satellite revolving around the TV and just kind of like for the rest of the day and probably night.
So, while the nation is gripped by watching the election results, and I, even as your GM, are not going to ask you who you voted for, because that, hey y'all, we have a secret ballot in this country for a reason. I'm not going to ask you who you voted for. I am going to ask you, how your family's doing after, this unfortunate problem that apparently still is existing in Savannah, the occasional random death from gastroenteritis.
Oh, we're still only drinking bottled water from elsewhere, canned goods, canned elsewhere. Food has been brought in. There's been some imports for the Ardelines. It's good to be in shipping.
From where? Import from where?
Oh, just across the pond. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Ah,
Oh, really? I need a roll
Mhm.
from you then.
wonderful.
I need actually 2 rolls. One's going to be a
Yes.
house. Is going to be a house.
Oh,
Roll.
that's the one sheet I didn't open. Hold on.
Yeah. It's okay.
Like rare vintage from across.
There we go. Got it. Yes. What role do you need from the house?
What I need from the house is I need a 2d6 plus a d6 for every 10s of reputation.
Okay. D6 for every tense. Okay. Two D6 plus. Okay.
So 17. Okay, that's
That's a lot
good.
of that's a lot of ones
You
and
did
twos for
roll a lot of
8d6.
runs.
I'm glad I had 6 extra D6 to throw on top of that.
You know, because you just people might be asking questions, but your reputation is good enough that you aren't gonna nobody's looking down on you for not buying local or supporting the local economy.
You know, we haven't gotten sick.
But I'm going to let you choose this next one.
Mm-hmm.
It's you can have an option of 2 roles. You will get different information with both of these with either of these roles. So it is your choice.
Certainly.
If you can choose, why did that just close on me? I did not want you to close. That's not what I asked you to do. Roll 20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So hold on, please. I just need to open the character sheet so I remember what the role is. Okay. So, okay. So either will coordinate, or you can make a will roll with 2 specialization dice from your magic score. So it's will magic versus will coordinate.
Okay. Well, magic score on opal sheet.
No, but your house from your houses.
Oh, okay.
I know
Yeah.
what your house magic score is. Like, you're getting 2 bonus dice from that.
Yeah, it's like I got 43 in the house magic. I don't
Yeah.
have. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
there's
I don't have
not-
any coordinates, so I will use the will with the 2 from the house. So
Yeah. That makes sense.
13.
So 13. You guys have begun to notice that your shipping, the
Mhm.
things that are coming in, sealed containers, well preserved, nothing has been disturbed. But every time you go to pick it up, there's a residue, film, and with a 13, you can kind of have tracked it enough that it's not on any particular place or location where you may have been ordering it from. But that film or residue on the outside of the cases,
Mhm.
like almost like sand. You know how sand can get
It's
everywhere?
coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's evil, and may have led to a certain individual's fall from whatever.
Same as the enemy. Yes, we know.
Uh-huh.
I live in Florida. I know.
You picture like magic sand, magic in the sense of sand, just kind of like getting on your stuff when you kind of comes into port.
Even the people. So when I meant specialty goods, I meant we got some people from Romania. Okay.
It's not as much, but it's that level, and it kind of with the people, it's a little easier to kind of like they get in the shower,
Uh-huh.
they may or they can get rid of it pretty
There's some new
easily.
staff at the Ardelen's house.
Yeah, there's
and
new
they are-
staff, and they're working really hard, and they're making improvements, and they're great. But it's
Yeah.
that level of like, it's like they went to the beach, and then they come home and take a shower.
Yeah, okay.
But
Cool.
it's like they went.
And yeah, we get plenty of food from the grocery stores as long as it's packaged elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the vampires had to eat something, you know. Yeah, we
Mhm.
got some staff.
So you would have noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
What you choose to do with that information is your choice.
Yeah, maybe collect some of it if we can. Scrape some magic sand into like a Tupperware.
You have a 43 in magic, right?
Yes.
So 2d6 plus 4d6
Okay.
to see if you can successfully collect the magic.
24.
I will say with the 24, you definitely can. That's an epic level success. You can just kind of like
Mm-hmm.
maybe get it off
Yeah,
one of
'cause
the
I know some people who
boxes.
know some magic stuff, so I might be like, look at this. Look at this.
You know, it's a
I think
possibility.
Yamcha's gonna get a nice Tupperware, with a bow on it.
Do not mix. Do not
Do not consume. Do not mix.
Do not
magic.
do not in
Questionable
label
magic
it not
on
salt,
imported
not
goods.
sugar. Just magic dust. Magic sand. Do not
Magic
mistake for
sand.
salt.
Heart. Opal Ardeline.
So I have to ask Youngjaw, what do you do when you get a Tupperware of magic sand?
First of all, take it out. We're gonna go to the probably like someplace secluded. 'Cause I don't think it's gonna be good to have like the magic examine the see what the magic sand is inside the house where like it whatever it is almost killed my father. So we'll go
Oh
someplace.
yeah, that's right. You had that problem. How's your
Yeah.
sister doing?
Good. Um, still trying to like. There's a little bit of like cultural difference now that exists between the two, a little bit. Considering like she's a lot more like the place of is a little more traditional and stuff like that, and the way that Youngja lives is not. So I mean they get along, but I guess what she'll take her sister with her. She'll take Jungwoo with her just to like this is the thing that we've had the problem with. People been getting sick, and we'll go to we'll go to kind of a shitty part of the town, just someplace that we're not going to go to the park and do it because I'm afraid like someone's gonna like if we like leave residue, someone's gonna get sick. Just so like maybe like.
So your options here are to go to the quote-unquote shitty part of town.
Well, not shitty part of town, but just like a shitty area of like no one wants, like.
Oh,
No
or
one's gonna
go to your east about quarter mile.
Yeah, just any place
and
that's
into
like
the
not gonna
swamp.
like that's shitty as in like no one will go here. No one has a reason to go here.
So like the swamp.
Yeah, like the edge, like kind of like the edge.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of people who go to the swamp. It doesn't
Mhm.
mean that it's really a pleasant place to be
Mm-mm.
for anybody. But it's there.
Yeah.
So, with your sister's assistance, yeah, that's right. With your sister's assistance, Coldrick is reminding us that jacuzzis start coming around in the next couple of years. With your sister's assistance, I will say the roll you're gonna get a bonus die for the roll.
Okay.
And actually, she's trained, so you can get 2 bonus die for that.
Okay.
And this would be we're gonna use again that will magic from the house setup.
Mm-hmm.
So will plus 2 bonus die for magic, and then 2 bonus die more for the your sister being trained in assisting you.
Okay. So that the bonus die is for So we have 2 for the sister, right?
2 for the sister and 2 for magic in general.
2 for magic
Yeah.
in general, and it's a will roll.
Yep. So will
Um,
plus 4 bonus die.
Okay.
And if you want to just like put 4 in either courage, coordinate, or dedication to make it easier to roll that way,
Yeah, I'll just do it that way. Let's do it.
so you don't have to do math.
Thank you.
I've had that problem before.
There we go. All right. Let me just double check, make sure it's going through. There we go. All right. Please, love of God, here. 12.
So 12 is not horrible. Not great, but it's not horrible. You rolled a lot of ones.
That was a lot of bonus dice that were ones. That was most of the bonus dice. That was all the bonus.
I understand.
That was all the ones. Oh. Well, I mean, it could be worse.
It could be worse. So with the 13 or the 12, it smells like you open this Tupperware and it's not physical sand, right? Like it's not something you can touch. Well, not in the material plane at least. But you can kind of smell it. And it smells like it smells like inside this Tupperware. I am now going to showcase how much of an East Coaster I am. It smells like inside this Tupperware somebody decided to go to the beach and got themselves some hermit crabs and some East Coast seaweed and left it in a Tupperware outside on the porch for like a week.
Oh, oh no. Oh.
And I love how Lynn has this immediate visceral reaction.
Rank seaweed is no good.
Rank seaweed, and it's
left in the sun is no good.
And it's got like a little bit of grittiness, you know, like, and because it's in like a Tupperware, so it's still like quasi damp, and it hasn't quite fully dried out, and it's not fully slimy kind of nastiness.
Also a dead hermit crab now.
Also the dead hermit crab. I'm sorry, I did not intentionally kill the dead hermit crab. The hermit crab is not actually dead. We're using this as a metaphor. It adds to the
smell. It adds to the smell.
They tipped over the Tupperware and scurried off.
Yeah, exactly.
But they did defecate in there a couple of times, so that's the hermit crab smell.
If they left the shell behind and they were looking for a new one.
It's just okay. It's terrible. It's like okay, yeah.
So,
God, that spoiled brine. Ugh.
It's vile.
Yeah.
But again, as you smell it, it's local, right?
Yeah.
This is not something that's foreign. This is not something that you talk about it, and there's lots of different varieties of sand. I'm gonna take this metaphor and we're just gonna go with it. We're having fun with this metaphor, all of everybody tonight. There are so many, and there's many different types of beaches. But the eastern coast of the Western Hemisphere, northern continent, is very distinctive, right? Like, Atlantic Ocean doesn't smell like Pacific Ocean, doesn't smell like Mediterranean, does not smell like Indian Ocean. It's very East Coast of the United States. So whatever's happening, whatever's causing this residue, is local. Also with that 12, it's how to phrase this. There's that underlying hint of both saltwater and freshwater. So, it's that combination of something here, right? Like that point at which the river meets the sea. Which only, only in people's musical understanding or in art actually looks pretty. Otherwise, it's an estuary or a swamp. It's one of those two items. You pick and choose depending upon your, climate, but your options are estuary or swamp. Maybe a marshland. Wetlands all over the place. Like, river hits the ocean, there's a wetland happening here. And so probably closer to local area. And it's something that itself is present.
Mm-hmm.
And you can guess based on this that it is like, if we're going to continue this metaphor, like whatever's leaking or spreading or causing this sand to get all over the place, it's increasing. Like, the parts per million of sand in all this shit is getting worse.
Oh, interesting. The quasi-marine nature of this thing,
Mm-hmm.
do I get the hint that it is intrinsically linked to that, to like the element of water, or is it more like this is a vector of which it has? Is this like the origin point, or is it just the way that it's kind of expressing itself, or
So let me rephrase
spreading?
the question so I make sure I understand what you're asking. Are you asking if the water itself, or if it's something that was put into the water?
I'm asking like the magic nature of it. Is it the water? Is its origin water, or is it more like the water nature of it is a vector? Like, not how it spreads, but just like the nature of the thing itself. Like,
Oh, okay.
'cause there's a high amount of like um sympathetic to like the water element to this. Like, it's a strong. I just want to know if it's a something that was that its origin, or is it just the vector, the way it's expressing itself
It's something coming through the water.
through the
That's
water.
why the sand, right? Like, it's not the water itself, but if you've
Okay.
ever swum in the, particularly in the Atlantic,
Yeah.
you get out
Yes.
and you're covered in sand,
Yeah.
just from the sand that's suspended in the water.
Yeah. So it'd be to young Jai, it would be a bigger problem if it was like the water itself, or the that aspect, because that could mean that way more things are like out of whack than like just something kind of seeping into it. But this kind of narrows it down a little bit. At least we know like it's kind of like a thing that has like seeped into the area.
Yeah, that would be the best way to phrase it. Something seeped into the water.
It's not the water, the area by nature is like spoiling. It's just like there's something here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good. That's a little better. It'd be worse. It'd be way bigger problem if it was the other way. That's at least something.
Mm-hmm.
But there's more of it.
Yep.
Okay. Good.
It's getting worse.
Excellent.
But fewer people are dying, mostly because you could make the guess that the treatments are getting better.
No. Oh no. That's not good either. That's okay. Oh. No people are dying. We're just getting used to living with whatever the hell this mystic sewage sand, mystical sand is. Great. Good.
I mean, sewage sand is not a bad comparison based on what you've discovered.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, y'all wouldn't want to step foot in the East River in 1968. I mean, to be fair, you don't want to step foot in the East River until.
There's a lot of rivers you don't want to like.
Well, I mean, you don't want to step foot in the East River now, but at least it's better than it was. It no longer catches on fire.
That's a
Oh, right, and that's something that happened in Savannah in 1967.
cool.
The Savannah River caught fire for like 2 days.
What a time to be alive.
You know?
Did the Ardelines take advantage of this fire like they have maybe other fires in the past?
I think it's actually
Well,
catching, like, it's on the water.
The river
how-
catching fire and the town catching fire, two different things, you know?
It's nothing. No one's built anything. That's what,
You
worthless. This
sicko.
is just a weird fire.
Yeah, we used this to be like, stop polluting so much, baby. I don't know. We had bottled water. We weren't very concerned, personally. You know, we had to act concerned, but you know.
So, that is the information that you have. And then after that, it is your choice what you do with it.
Well, it's going to have to stay in the car. It's better the car than inside the house. I think it's probably for the best.
Just you got a Tupperware for it.
Maybe something stronger than the Tupperware.
Those are supposed to be airtight.
Yeah, that's. Find out that Tupperware's been eaten away by this. That's no good.
That would be a
That's
good
no
thing
good.
to know.
Well, an excuse to upgrade the car. We all know maybe your car's not the best. You
Yeah, I
know, it
mean,
might be
no one's
time.
also, no one's gonna steal it if it's not the greatest looking car.
Fair enough. There are a lot of humans around though, so I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So now we have this. Well, I guess I'll go to the to Arlene's and just like report that. It's like we took it on the swamp to examine it. It's about as bad as you can expect. At
I
least.
hate that.
It has some real feeling. It has some real elements of rot in it. It's not the source. The water isn't the source of the problem, which would be much more trouble. But it's like something seeping into it, and it's way more than we've had in the last couple of years. So, this is something
Which is
that
not good, especially since this isn't concentrated, I'd like to imagine, because this was just residue on shipping crates.
which means it's on everything
Mm-hmm.
around.
Mm-hmm.
But the big problem is, yeah, it's not going down. We've managed to haven't had as many people gotten ill. It's pretty much only a matter of time. So it's something that we're probably gonna have to at least have Oliver make a
Announcement.
announcement or priority.
Precautions? Yes. Oh no, this is definitely a priority. It's been 3 years of this, and I am with certain members of my household are just not very happy about it.
Just to prepare, what is going to have Oliver send over how he's going to, if he's going to announce it, is the magical nature of it going to be disclosed?
I feel like perhaps we should have more information. We don't want to send people into a panic. I mean, people panic so quickly over so many things. Probably be best if we had at least maybe some sort of a solution or path to fix this. I mean, if people find out it's a magic thing, they're gonna start just blaming others willy-nilly,
Yes,
pointing fingers.
that's my concern. Like, as if people need another excuse for things like that. And I'd
They do
rather
not.
have a more time to at least have other people look at it before we send
You have
people.
to find out what
into-
the source is, and I don't know how to track that.
Well, it seems to be everywhere. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. It is a problem. Walter's pretty good at solving problems. You think like maybe they would have any information on this?
Well, that was who I was gonna talk to next. So, did you send a Who else did you send the samples to?
Oh, I only had the one Tupperware with me, so.
Oh, okay. I'll grab it from the. I'm gonna. I think double Tupperware might be worth it. Just
I'll
in
get
case.
another one. I got the
Well, just
the
like
whole
we'll get the
set,
big
so we
like,
can we'll
was
just
it
put them
the-
inside a couple layers.
It's
of
like in the
Tupperware.
one. It's like in the one.
It's
that's
in like the little small one inside the bigger one,
the
inside
one
the
that's
bigger
like
one,
for
inside the
sauce. And it's like,
popcorn
okay,
bowl.
this is what,
Yeah.
okay, I guess we'll go over to the Walters with this
Layers of Tupperware.
this stacked. Is it okay? A question: Is it is it different colored Tupperware things, or is it just like?
Oh, it's
this
got the
single
different
thing?
colored lids.
Oh boy, it's just happy rainbow of
I would like to point
packing
out
again.
that they are currently downstairs. They nest perfectly well and don't. Did you burp your Tupperware before you put it in there?
Of course.
I mean,
What am I, a heathen?
Look, I want you to understand something, Miss Arlene. I was at a store and I was attempting to put something in the Tupperware, and I took the time to burp the Tupperware, and I got such a look from this younger person. They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm burping the Tupperware. I gotta make sure it seals." She goes, "That's not how that works." I'm like, "Oh, honey child, yes it is." She goes, "Otherwise, you're just getting whatever, in this case, probably magical sludge and sand all over
Everywhere.
everything."
Can't have that. We keep lots of things in Tupperware. It's great that they we especially like the stain resistant ones. It's important to keep things fresh.
It's Kool-Aid stain. It's not blood.
I have another question.
Pasta sauce.
Yeah.
I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
Who in the neighborhood is a Tupperware lady? Who?
Mm.
Because this is a very important question I have to ask.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's Mrs. Solano.
Mm-mm.
It has to be one of the halls, right? Which one was the
I was
gossipy
thinking the
hall?
halls.
Nora. Right? She married Jack and Nora Burnhall.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
gossip.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would like
She's the
two
Tupperware
peas in the
lady.
pod.
And if not the Tupperware lady, she's the Avon lady.
Ooh.
Mm.
Does that mean the Halls now have a bright pink car in their drive? Or no,
Mhm.
not Avon. She is Mary Kay.
Okay.
She's the Mary Kay lady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh god.
I haven't heard that in like.
Yeah, Brett Pink was Mary Kay.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
But definitely, she's the one throwing the parties. 100%.
Mhm.
Mary Kay and Tupperware.
Mm-hmm.
Which means
Perfect
I think Hazel Grimes is the Avon. Across the street.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah,
way you can
yeah.
come back and have
Alright.
I can
equal
see that.
opportunity parties. Because as much as y'all love Mary Kay for everything else, you have to have that Avon red lipstick.
I was gonna say the Avon lipstick's where it's at.
Mm-hmm. Tupperware parties are important. Lots of things
You
are
have to get your
discussed at
Tupperware.
lots of things got discussed at Tupperware parties.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people were invited. Well, lots of people of female persuasion, particularly in 1968, were invited. A rise in women's lib. Oh, and civil rights movements.
Well, you're gonna need some. Well, the Arlene's are gonna need some extra Tupperware because you're gonna have to throw it away after we use it. These are no good anymore. They
Oh,
have
it's okay. We can
mystical-
afford it.
They have mystic sand in it. Terrible.
I'll just go to the next Tupperware party, get a whole new set. We've gone through several sets of Tupperware.
No particular reason.
Well, with people like when giving leftovers of some food from a party away, just keep the Tupperware. I'm not worried about it. Just my gift to you.
Did you see the same thing with the Corningware and the Pyrex?
Hmm. Not as much, but probably a little bit, because again, money it doesn't matter as long as we can get more.
Also, I don't assume you guys use it that much. I don't assume you're super
We've
attached
got a
to
set.
it.
We've got like 2 sets for ourselves, and if we get any extras, we're like, yeah, there you go. You know.
These are in good condition.
You guys
Very
have
good.
so many wedding presents at this point. Like,
Right? Generations of cookware. Like, just take it. Take this cast iron.
please,
Steal it.
please don't give me more china. I'm begging you. Oh gosh.
So,
We're gonna take the Tupperware stack of doom to the Walters.
The Tupperware stack of doom. Yep.
over to the Walters. I figure by this point it's probably later in the afternoon. You know, you had to go out to the swamp, do
Mm.
your analysis. And then come back. So I figure, it's late afternoon. You probably have, well, if you haven't finished the yard work, you've stopped for right now.
Oh, that yard is.
Oh, definitely. Definitely, because I'm shoehorning it in now. We could do whatever we want with the main plot later. My young son, my beautiful young son Luis, has a group project with the nice young man over at the McLeod house, and
Oh, geez.
I am. And Linda, Rowe, and Louise have headed over to the to McLeod home, so they could work on their little project together. Probably some election stuff. I don't know. Nor do I really care. I'm here for Robin McLeod and Robin McLeod only.
If
Robin
you're gonna earn your
McLeod.
keep, we need you
Goddammit.
for something, kid.
Robin
Main plot,
McLeod.
don't know her. Robin McLeod is my main plot. What's been going on with Robin?
This child has been created for one purpose.
One purpose only.
I mean, to be fair, Mr. Robin McLeod is a very interesting individual. Where is he? Isn't he in here? He has to be in here. I did not.
Very elusive as well.
Elusive.
Very
Yeah,
elusive
that's one
McLeod.
word for it.
He's there. He's below
Yeah,
Ari
there he is.
Solano.
There we go. Robin McLeod, and we did not put his charming wife in. Hold,
Feel
please. I did remember. So, as you walk up to this post-war bungalow that is a brick with a white colonnade over the carport to the right, with a little white door, very tasteful. Some rose bushes just under the front window. Can I ask for an awareness notice?
Oh, sure.
From you.
Oh my gosh, I just clicked over to roll 20 and every roll that has been made just all played at once. That was
Oh,
fun.
God. All the ones.
Awareness notice.
Nice.
19.
19.
Good roll.
So as you cross in to the property of Robin McLeod and his charming wife, who, by the way, I realized I have right here. She's right here. I just didn't put her in for some reason. She's absolutely gorgeous. Nice redhead. There we go. Robin McLeod and his charming wife. And Margaret. Well, no. Yeah. She introduces herself as Margaret McLeod. I will make sure that that is now visible to you. There you go.
Mm.
She's wears her very nice slacks as she opens the door. With that 19, you notice that the house is cooler. First thing you notice. There's something, you can see the ceiling fans running. You can't really hear the hum of an air conditioning, but the house is cool. Has that nice big 100-foot magnolia in the front yard, kind of shading a big chunk of it, but it's comfortable as, Margaret McLeod and opens the door wearing long sleeves and long pants. It's November. I mean, it's just perhaps their house is on a shady corner and not so hot. You can smell something baking. Apples, cinnamon, ginger, orange. And as you walk in, Robin McLeod will walk up to you, offering his right hand to shake to you and to Linda, and then, of course. And he asks, "So what can I pour for you?"
I'll say, what do you got? Not a terribly picky fellow.
I've got something my charming wife brought back last time we were in Scotland. Come, you should come in. And he will lead you into the front room as Margaret kind of takes Linda and like your son Luis and their son. Oh yes, I didn't tell you his name, Michael. It's the most popular name at the time. Go off to the bedrooms, which again, this is a ranch, so it's all on one floor, just down behind the wall on the other side, to do whatever it is they're going to do for their group project, which is about, as elections are becoming important, it is actually, however, about the first of the democracies in ancient Greece and how elections came to be. We're not going to get into that because I have feelings about how elementary school teaching of Greek history is taught, so we'll leave that alone. But as he leads you into the parlor, as the ladies retire to the kitchen for their conversation that doesn't need to be overheard, he will reach over to a decanter, and as he opens it, you can smell scotch. For those who are thinking, Oban, single cask. You're not sure. Oban single cask, you're probably looking at 15 or 20 years. We're not going to get into exactly how old this scotch is. But as it pours out, the light refracts off of it. Stream of liquid gold. The water of life, it's called in the old country. He hands you a glass first. Cheers. And he doesn't take his eyes off you as you sip, both of you together. Then, the minute you do, there's a weight that feels like it's lifted from you. Like this pressure in the air disappears.
This is a modifying scotch you got here, Mr. McLeod.
Yes, my wife's family, they, have stakes in the distillery.
Ah. Now that's a business I would not mind getting into if these are the results. A small family from where did you say they were from? Scotland?
Oh, yes. My family's ancestors are from there.
Oh, a long way away, but it seems like Savannah's fairly popular with that part of the world.
Yeah, we came centuries ago now. Well, not centuries, I shouldn't say that. Prax shouldn't say that. Prax knows exactly how old they've been here. And he would say it, but apparently I misspoke. Um,
How are you enjoying fatherhood? We both are. You've got a second one running around here. Linda and I have been thinking about it, but it just hasn't panned out yet.
yeah, he would say they've been there for over a century. They moved to Savannah in 1820. But, you know, mostly working hard, attempting to have some work and investments done. Focusing on, new pathways forward.
Oh, that's really smart. Something that my family and I have also been doing, trying to diversify, especially as the times develop very, very quickly.
So, Mr. Walters. And he will take another sip from the glass in his hand. Shall we be frank?
Not going to make a joke. Of course.
And he'll lean back on the couch in this front parlor, front room of this post-war bungalow. Takes another sip. Many in this area of the neighborhood are special. I myself have been noticing. Wow, that's not the right accent, but whatever. I been seeing some interesting things lately.
What kind of things have you been noticing, Mr. McLeod?
Somebody's getting real friendly with Carson.
Just like hex and cursing, not like speaking cursing. Just to make sure we're on the same page here.
I mean, I'm sure if they're doing one, they're doing the other. But I meant the former. And as he's talking, you can hear that Scottish drawl and burr coming out. It's mellowed significantly, but it's definitely there.
It does seem like someone has a vested interest in the special people of this area.
So, I know you're not attempting to murder us all. And I promise I'm not doing the same.
I'll take your word for it. Seem like an outstanding gentleman.
He snorts at that. Can you roll me awareness empathy?
Oh, okay. I don't know why I keep closing my character sheet like I'm not going to keep using it. 21.
21. Gotten all these really great rolls on this awareness. You have a very high awareness.
Someone has invested.
Someone has invested in their awareness, I can tell. When he snorts at you calling him a gentleman, there's a slight, minuscule halt in his face, stopping the eye roll. And you kind of get the impression as you look at him, particularly based, for you, Ro, and your wife, that maybe him isn't right. Maybe them. But maybe him has been easiest for the last little while.
Oh, okay. Rory is an outstanding gentleman. I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on the fact that I didn't make the Frank joke.
You can go ahead and make the
outstanding
Frank joke.
gentleman. I'm not going to make the Frank joke. It's an implied Frank joke at this point.
The chairman is always in the building. It's fine.
Curses, right. Outstanding gentlemen, you're not trying to kill me. There we go. That's where we're on this conversation. Well, there does seem to be a bit of danger to the population. I know a couple of families are looking into it.
And are they as trustworthy?
I definitely trust them to find out what's happening, and if they can, I trust that together we'll find a way to deal with the issue.
He kind of shifts his weight, brings the glass to his sip again, takes a long draw without breaking eye contact, lets it kind of rest in his hand on his knee, spins the rocks glass back and forth. Me and mine are going out of town at the end of the week. If certain individuals need certain things, I'll leave the garden gate open.
And I had my drink on the coaster on the side table, because my wife has trained me right. And I have I'll pick it up and I'll swirl a little bit, and as I evaluate them, as I look at them, um, garnering exactly like what this offer means. I'll take a another nice slip of this very delicious scotch. And I'll put it back down on the coaster, and I'll look at him and I'll say, "Oh, that's mighty generous, Mr. McLeod. I'm sure these individuals will very much appreciate this offering. And I'm sure you're gonna have a wonderful trip out for the weekend, I'm assuming."
Yeah, wouldn't do for the little one to not be in school.
Very true. Very true. Here they got some big exams coming up. Is there anything, Mr. McLeod, that could help you and yours in these troubling times?
He kind of turns to look and evaluate you. It serves what I need for this curse to go. Both of these curses to be stopping.
Well, wouldn't it help us all, huh?
Yeah, I'm not a real big proponent of murder. At least the magical kind. You know, if I'm gonna kill somebody, I'm gonna do it straight up and, you know, in person.
It is a cowardly act to do things so impersonally.
No, I just meant how do you make sure that the right person dies? It's so tacky and, you know. People say that if you curse someone, you should at least know who you're making sure that you've targeted the right individual and that it doesn't take on a life its own. Magic is its own thing, you know.
Don't I know it? And I'll take another drink of that scotch,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll lean back in the chair, a little more relaxed at the situation, and say, I mean, starting off with, what was it, the water? Is that what we found out? But no, it's not in the, yes, it was in the water. Not in the water. No, bad, not in the water.
It it's not in the um
Not in the tap,
Tap
water,
water.
it's in the local water.
like it's in the
So
river.
after it
local
gets
water.
treated, it's okay. Yeah. We're still buying bottled at the Ardeline house, though. We don't give a fuck. We ain't playing.
I mean, to start off with targeting local water sources is although smart if trying to get rid of a whole population, not very effective. Just annoying after a while. And this other curse, that's the one that is a little more perplexing, at least to me. Maybe not other parties.
Are you trying to deceive him to think that you knew about this second curse before it was mentioned?
I am trying real hard. Look, Rose is known for a lot of things. Ro doesn't have a great memory. In fact, he has a terrible memory. So Ro is searching his mind to be like, did someone tell me there was a second curse and I'm just not remembering there's a second curse, or did I not know there was a second curse? So genuinely, he is saying, yeah, other people might know there's another curse. I don't remember what this fucking curse is. It's kind of the vibe that's coming. It's like that's what it is. It's like not so much being searching for him to tell me what the curse is or trying to deceive him. It's more of like, I want to be cool in this conversation, but I don't want to say I forgot something because I don't know if I was supposed, if I remember that or not.
So he'll kind of look at you then. Yeah, So you didn't feel when somebody pulled down magic in a very targeted, angry, and bloodthirsty manner.
Do I remember someone pulled down real angry magic?
How magical is Ro?
That's a great question. Let me go look at my score.
You know, how's that family magic going? Now that you're no longer cursed.
Family magic. That's right.
Well,
True. I did something.
Live on consecrated ground.
What did I do with magic? We're at 24. Did invest a little bit into
24,
it.
24. You may have felt something, but you may not have known what it was.
Is that what that was? I thought it was just the seasons changing.
No. It was a couple of years ago, somebody decided to do right, evil kind of magic. The kind that lingers. Pulls on you. Feel like that sucker punch from the atmosphere kind of feeling.
Do you have you seen or noticed any correlation with that curse and any of the current events of the court?
Current events? Well, it just strikes me as interest in who moves in after something like that happens. And who moves out.
Do I know who moved in and moved out when that happened?
Susie and Sally, pastors.
You can make a roll.
Peter died.
Peter, remember, your best friend, Peter died. Hold on, I need to. Oh, here we go. What do I need to do here?
They sent his mother to New Orleans.
What you would probably need in this case is cunning memory.
There we
As
go.
an
No,
actual
I was trying to see what happens for me because I have the drawback forgetful because I'm not good at remembering. And memory. And this is probably not the full roll to see what the numbers are. Sorry. Let me just reroll.
No, I mean you
reroll
crit.
any sixes.
You crit.
No, I have to reroll any sixes with forgetful.
Oh, you have to reroll
that's
both.
funny.
There we go. That's more like
Go from a crit
Oh
to a
no.
1 and a 2. Aw.
Oh.
There you go.
Peter who? What? What?
You
Peter
don't
who? My friend who?
remember. You remember something happening, but you can't put your finger on like what itself would have been.
Mhm.
You know, you can't put your finger on what that actually ties to. Um, but you know, but you know that something happened, and you can discuss it with others. Um, if you don't recall anything, he will slowly change the subject.
Yeah.
To more mundane kind of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And as we're talking, and the conversation starts steering away, we'll say, it's been nice having you in the neighborhood, Mr. McLeod.
well, I am
Haven't
enjoying it.
had much of a chance to come over and be very neighborly, but um, I have noticed, you know, your existence, getting married recently, having children. It's just been nice seeing you forming a nice little life here in the Carousel Court.
Life is indeed a pleasure. Life is interesting.
And, if you ever need a friend, a forgetful one at that. Um, and I'll like laugh sardonically at myself for a second. It's the Walters are always here. I'll always be happy to lend a helping hand.
And he'll reach a hand out, it says, and to like shake yours. Leans forward. Do you shake his hand?
Absolutely, I'll shake his hand.
Um, sounds like the beginning of a beautiful friendship, Mr. Walter.
I sure hope it is. And squeeze and do a real good handshake. And then I'll lean back and finish up the glass of scotch, and as we continue on talking.
Mm-hmm. And I think we're gonna have the camera fade to black on that moment. Is we're gonna go ahead and take the break for the evening. We come back, because we'll come back the next morning as when we come back, we'll know who won the presidential election between Bobby Kennedy and Richard Nixon. It would be a very early morning to find out. But take this time to stretch, bio, refresh, do all of those good things, and I'll be back, me and Groovy, y'all. See you in a little bit.
Need something new to attract people to your bar or restaurant? What you need is the newest game of skill from the Atari Corporation, Pong. It is the newest two-player video skill game from the team that pioneered video technology. Featuring simple-to-operate controls, realistic sounds, and a solid-state TV and components for a long, rugged life. With a 1-year computer warranty, this coin-operated game has shown high profits in location after location for only 25 cents a play. Its low-key cabinet is suitable for sophisticated locations. Locate your local distributor today and ask for Pong by Atari. Listen, you want one? Before you make up your mind, let me ask you. You ever had one? Did you ever see one? Ever know anybody who had one? All right, here's the big news. 7-Eleven went looking for one. Believe it or not, they found one. And you can get one this minute at 7-Eleven. So, if you've always wanted one, always dreamed of one, could never find one, here's your chance to get one. Go to 7-Eleven now, walk up to the counter right now and tell the man, I want one. He'll know what you mean. Don't say another word, just, I want one. He'll give you one. Pay him and leave. It may change your whole life. It's big. Bigger than life. Get one. They're new. They're authentic. They're the fastest miniature cars you've ever seen. New Hot Wheels, only from Mattel. California custom-styled cars with power bulges, torsion bar suspensions, chrome engines, and red stripe racing slicks. New Hot Wheels. There's more. Collect them by themselves or get them with action sets with special tracks and accessories. So you can race them or you can stunt them. Choose from the strip action set, the drag race action set, the stunt action set, and the hot curves race action set. New Hot Wheels, only from Mattel, the fastest miniature cars you've ever seen. Fred, what have they done? Speak to me. You're now all so small and all red. It's okay, Barney. That's not Fred. That is the new Flintstones vitamins. They come in green and purple and yellow and orange, too. These chewable vitamins are shaped like Fred, Barney, Pebbles, Bam Bam the Flintmobile, and Dino, too. And just one Flintstone a day has all the vitamins kids normally need to take when they don't eat right. Just one a day will help your kids to grow up healthy and strong. Go to your local shaman shop and get your first bottle today. Yabba dabba doo!
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I apologize for that glitch, and apparently 1972 decided to give us some ad break before 1968, but I want to thank the wonderfully fabulous Hawkeye for those great ads. Yes, Flintstones, vitamins, the advent of the 7-Eleven, and the joy, that is Hot Wheels. Like this one. But it is 1968. It is now the morning of November 6th. And you all want to know who, well, you all want to see the election results. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So we should find out. Right now.
Well, they've called it. Robert Kennedy wins. That's the natural banner for any sprightly front page tonight. At almost midday Eastern Time, NBC News projected Robert Kennedy, the 37th President of the United States, when it became evident that he had carried Illinois. Final returns may well reveal that it was Mayor Richard Daley's Illinois and Mayor Richard Daley's Chicago which averted a deadlock and a political constitutional crisis of incredible proportions. 94% of the popular vote has been counted, and here are the numbers. An hour or so ago, I carried the percentages out to 6 digits, and it went like this. Nixon, 43.2584%. Kennedy, 43.2959%. Wallace, 13.4457%, and now it's reporting a little over 14%. In short, Nixon and Kennedy are separated by about 375 thousandths of a percent. The electoral vote shows Kennedy with 287, Nixon with 166, and Wallace with 45. As it turned out in the late tired hours of last night, or in the early tired hours of this morning, Robert Kennedy won the election this time where 8 years ago his brother won it, in Illinois. It was so close it took forever. He won it. And in winning that, he won the presidency. It was, again, one of the closest elections in American history. Closer even than when Nixon lost to John Kennedy 8 years ago. Bobby Kennedy's lead in the popular vote is still only about 25,000 votes, or about 1/5 of a vote per precinct. There are states where we still don't know, even now, for certain, who won. But whichever way these states go now, they can't change the outcome. Here are the figures, up to this minute, of the big, important states that kept Nixon, Kennedy, and the country waiting all night to see what happened. Beginning with New York, Kennedy won it, and Michigan, Kennedy won it. In Ohio, Nixon. California, Kennedy won it, just barely. Still not sure in Texas. In Missouri, still not sure, too close. Pennsylvania went to Kennedy, took a long time to decide it, but it went. And Illinois for Kennedy. And that did it. Another Kennedy is president.
Yes, indeed. Another Kennedy is president. Robert this time. More interesting individual. Yes, of course. And you may notice that our dear, fabulous newscaster, Edwin McDonald, has been transferred over from NBC to CBS, or kicked over to NBC from CBS, because Walter Cronkite is now, existing. So, the news is breaking. People stayed up all night. This is the first national election where the broadcast studios did not close, and people stayed until election results were being reported from California and Hawaii and Alaska. Well, people were tired the next morning. It's November 6th. What do you all do?
Just for what time was it like locked in?
So, fun fact, that recording you just heard was Jim and I re-editing the actual recording of the actual pundits, and that announcement went live at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So the line,
okay.
the line saying for any sprightly newspaper was about if any newspaper hadn't gone to bed yet, and by bed I mean they hadn't closed, like the paper had been sent to the printers, they might still be able to put the headline up, but the actual headline announcing the presidential election won't make national newspapers until Thursday morning, the 7th.
God, that's gonna be one hell of a concession speech.
Fun fact, George Wallace doesn't concede. George Wallace in a precursor to events that might happen in January of 2020 demands that certain individuals in Congress overturn election results, and one asshole does in North Carolina. This is historically accurate. A single elector in North Carolina votes for George Wallace over the rest of the state. Yeah, the front page of the Chicago Sun Tribune is not praising the election, but asking for coming together and not protesting the election results. It's a close race, y'all. So, but this morning, for you all, what are you doing?
Oh. If it was called that early in the morning, Yumta just didn't sleep inside. You know what? F it. It's all-nighter time.
My house is awake at night every night.
It's easier to just coffee up and then just start over day. Like, the sleep time's been lost.
So, Young Jot, did you watch the results come in
Yeah.
at your home or somewhere else?
I think it was at the office, and then it got real late. Office closed, and then at home until that 4 a.m. And then decided not to go to sleep because I've been there with like 4 o'clock in the morning. The birds start going. It's like, you know what? It's
There's lights still on in the Ardeline house,
Yeah.
so you know if
Yeah.
if you're too bored.
Oh, we're asleep. We're what time did you say? 8? That the election ended? Or the news?
The news, like, I can tell you that based on the reports, they were live all night, and the announcement of who won was at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that's fun. At about 4 a.m., Ro and Umberto are already off to go to work. So not so much for the election, but more for driving into work early and making sure everything's opened up and ready to go. And Linda stays behind, obviously, for Luis to get him ready for school in a couple of hours, or whenever the hell kids go to school nowadays.
So it would probably be later. Elementary school kids go later because high school kids get the bus first, and then there's the middle school, and then there's the elementary school. So they probably go about 8:30 in the morning.
I wish it worked like that when I was in elementary school. That'd be so nice.
They've changed the hours here, and I don't know what's happening anymore. I don't know how to
I was
avoid
homeschooled.
buses out in the morning.
It was for us. It was the opposite. Elementary school, your ass is up. 7:30. Sucks.
I had to walk from my bedroom to the dining room table.
Okay, y'all, I'm gonna have to take a time out because something just pinged on real life that I feel is appropriate for this game.
Mhm.
I'm about to say words. They are things that, as of
What?
9:59
Uh-oh.
p.m. on September 10th, 2023,
What
are a true statement. Elon
Mhm.
Musk's Twitter has verified as an actual verified account President John F. Kennedy, who has officially come back from the dead to run for president in 2024.
You know what? Fine.
I'm like, I can't.
Why not?
You know what? I mean, I'm fine. If you come
Sorry.
back from the dead, you get to go again, I guess.
If Kennedy wants to come back, well, at least it's Jack.
Oh no. That's fine. We'll be here with Bobby in this little time bubble.
And now we're back in our time bubble, and it's Bobby Kennedy who's just become president of the United States. And yes, most people call him Bobby. He's referred to as Bobby.
I think if Ro, you might be able to see, like, I think Youngja just, like, after the thing, just, like, sits on the front porch and just has, like, a smoke and coffee. Just watch the sun.
You see Ro and Umberto looking just like awake AF with their like little thermoses full of coffee.
She'll
They're
her mug.
like- It's like a little too chipper probably for you at this hour.
She looks
And,
like, like the coffee hasn't quite kicked in, so it's just kind of like it would have been,
You know, like
if it
your
was,
hair is. Go ahead.
the hair, it's like the hair has kind of like lost its battle with like being like styled anymore, just because it's been like 24 hours of probably like going like this for like at around 3 a.m. Like, what the hell's happening?
Yeah, just like what is happening?
Yeah.
These scores are too close.
If it was the other way, you wouldn't see her. She'd be drunk. If it was the other way, like, the fact that she's up is probably a good.
You're like my groundhog. It's like if you're. It's like I'm just I'll be like, oh, maybe we'll drive through that way
Coffee and not
to get out of the
alcohol.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we'll be like, nice morning. We'll be like, yeah, it's good morning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'll look at my father-in-law and be like, looks like Bobby won. And we'll drive out, go to work. Have a good day.
So, what y'all doing today?
Are we all working this afternoon
We are
until
Oh,
this
it's a
probably-
afternoon?
Wednesday.
Oh,
Yeah, probably.
working. I think.
So probably after work we'll meet up
Yeah.
or have some conversations.
Yeah.
Opal's got a devil's food cake she's bringing into the office. Today.
Everybody's. It's a weird atmosphere at the office. Everyone is like happy, but I think everybody did the same thing. So everyone is just like barely hanging on by a thread the entire day, like around like 2 to 5 portion of the workday is like dire. Everybody's just
Oh, is this we're gonna have ourselves a 3 martini lunch and
I don't know
not
if
come
the
back from lunch?
there's a lot of work to do, so I think their martini would not be good for like the state that everyone's in. So it's just like we're probably gonna clock out a little early, but just like
Yeah, but it's
probably a lot of
1968.
Yeah.
Having a martini lunch would not be weird.
Yeah.
So this leads to my next question. As you all make your way home for the evening, is there anyone, shall we say, who doesn't go straight home after work?
I don't go straight home after work.
Oh, where do you go?
I am dropping by the good father's
Father
church.
Fitzroy.
Fitzroy, not Fitzryan, like my brain always says. Fitzroy.
No, wait, did I screw that up? I may have
I
screwed
think it
that
is
up.
Fitzryan.
It is
I
Fitzryan.
don't.
It is
Fitzryan.
Fitzryan. It is Fitzryan. He's Fitzryan, and the Colonel is also Fitzryan. And that's what I keep trying to separate them, but there's a reason why.
One of them's the evil twin. We don't ask which one.
I stopped by the church just outside like the line where it hurt. And I if no one like comes in or out for like 5 minutes while I'm standing out there, I'll be like, hello? Is the father in there? Is he available right now?
And you kind of hear a voice coming from the side of the building. It's like, oh, Mr. Walters, give me a second. I'll be right there. And Father Fitzryan comes around the corner of the building. It's a very small, kind of very tiny church. 5 rows of pews, I should say. And as he does so, he's got the 1960s priest summer look, which is the white shirt with or black shirt with the collar, but it's very short sleeves and they're kind of rolled up a little bit further. He's also got like a cloth that he's tied in 4 corners over his head, kind of like sweating through, and you can see spots of white paint like just splattered all over this black suit. But he's not wearing the cassock or the robes or anything. He's just wearing a black suit without a jacket. which is scandalous on so many levels, but it is still 70 degrees, you know. And it looks like he's been working for a while.
And I'll say, oh, it looks like you're doing some painting, Father.
Whitewash on the building. It's important to do. Why don't you come on in? We can get you some tea. And he'll start leading you around, not into the church, but towards the presbytery.
And I'll let him lead me over. And I'll look at what he's been working on if we're passing that side of the building.
Yeah, it's not horrible, but it definitely looks like he's been doing this himself.
You know, we have a lot of modified painters here in Georgia that I'm sure would be happy to help small parish if you were to ask, Father.
I find it contemplative to work with my hands.
Have you considered other crafts? And as we lead in, I'll sit down. I'll say, Father, do you drink, Father?
I have been known to... Yes, why? And how much am I doing?
Oh, that's oh, that's good. I didn't want to make any assumptions, but and I'll take out the bottle of whiskey that I was holding, and not so much hiding, but like one of those like if you say no, I could like just like scooch it over and you won't notice it. And it's just some nice whiskey that I brought with me. Because I don't meet Father Fitzryan in person a lot. So I thought I'd make this one, you know, I thought I'd bring a bottle to thank you for all the help you've given me, Father.
Well, if you're bringing a drink, and he'll reach over, look at it, nod appreciatively, set it on the table. It's just a small, very... Look, if you know, you know. It's got those metal legs that are round, but the top, and the little metal lip that goes all the way around, but the top is that multicolored formica.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite a folding table, but it's not quite like a full-size table either. It's this very tiny table in this small kitchen. And he reaches over and pulls 2 jam glasses down and cracks the bottle and pours one for you and one for him, and then looks at the... a little bit more, and then slides one over.
And I'll swirl a little bit before I take a drink of it. And I'll wait for him to have his sipper.
Shlansha, and he'll sip it. You know, he's not chugging it. He is still a man of God, and it is still before noon.
Yeah, fair enough. And I will, and as we take our first sip, well, aside from just wanting to come over and see how you and the church are doing, I did learn something last night that had me a little curious. And I was wondering if maybe you can help me out with that a little bit of information.
I'm always here and happy to help a member of my community. So, what's the dirt?
Oh, well, I was having a fine conversation with someone in the neighborhood, and we were having to talk about how, you know, I told you the members of the other community have been having some adverse effects to local products. And we were having the conversation, and then he tells me that uh he he said, "Oh, you know, it's been such a problem having both these curses on this land." And I was like, both these curses, huh? And I was aware of maybe one. I didn't think it was a curse. I thought maybe it was just a little bit of biological warfare. But the second one is what caught my eye. I asked him about it, and he told me, yeah, there was a large magical pole a couple of years ago that, like, left a sort of malicious feeling in the area. And Father, I didn't notice really anything bad happened a couple of years ago, but I'm not really magically inclined as much as some other people in this community. And I was wondering if you had noticed anything of that nature happening a couple of years back.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was something like that. I didn't know it was pertaining to cursing. Really need to update my. And like, he kind of mutters a little bit to himself. And do you speak Latin?
Latin. I don't think I speak Latin.
Now, mind you, this is post Vatican II in 1968. So, but he was a priest.
Archleans do.
Yeah, they do. But before 19, but he was a priest before Vatican II, and so yes, he still is required to have been fluent in Latin. As he starts muttering to himself, and it's distinctively Latin. It's one of those kinds that happen. And he goes, "So that's interesting. The first I was aware of was well, problem, and I'm not quite sure. Well, you don't benefit from what I've been given out for some folks. Blessings in holy water aren't going to help you. It's okay. We understand. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about what's possible. I mean, all of the other signs were there, but then there were so many other things that were happening, and just wasn't, there's a possibility. All right. So it was about 6 years ago, 5 years ago.
Are you asking me or are you telling me, Father?
Look, well, it's 1968, and that was 63, I believe. So maybe earlier in the year. No, time is a complicated thing. It's very complicated. Very hard to understand.
Don't have to. Hard to understand. Don't have to explain to me, Father. I understand. And
so, but yeah, and then there was that lightening up the spine feeling usually, but I haven't felt anything lingering from that, at least not down here. Remembering, of course, that his church is a mile and a half, 2 miles. Yeah, 2.5 miles from the neighborhood. Now, the bigger stink that I can feel, I just can't find it.
How good are your like curse? How good is that old curse sniffer? Like if we were to go to take a walk and me show you the neighborhood, anything you'd be able to suss out during our friendly walk?
Mr. Rowe, are we being... And he'll take another drink, set it to the side, spin the glass for a second. Are we being friendly with your neighbors, or am I being unfriendly? Because it all depends on what I'm packing.
I say we go for a friendly walk at least, to introduce you to the neighborhood, or at least show you all. And then from there, it's up to you, Father, what you do after that.
Fine. Give me 3 minutes. I'll need to change, apparently. And he will leave you in his kitchen. It's small, there's bright sun. You do not feel sick in this building.
Cheers to that. And I'll finish off my my whiskey. And I'll like look for the sink or whatever to rinse out the the glass.
You realize he doesn't have like a sink. He has a long metal aluminum counter with a faucet, and that there's a bucket under like a rectangular dish pan under the faucet that doesn't look like it drains. So it, perhaps doesn't have, well, he has water. It just isn't, a sink like you're used to. Although you probably have seen a couple of these. They're very big in the 20s and 30s.
It's as the father is changing. I'm assuming is he still in like the building?
Yeah, he just went upstairs.
Okay. As I'm rinsing out this glass, I'm like, scratching my back, scratching your back. I don't want to judge how you live here, Father, but I'd be happy to help you renovate this little shack of yours.
It's a. Why?
I just think, there's some fascinating inventions that have happened since. I'll look pointedly at the sink since the 20s,
If you can get the
1968,
city,
almost
if you can get city sewer to tie into my. Whatever, we'll talk about that.
It's septic, baby. That's where it's at.
No, he can't have
I've got
septic.
friends.
Can't have septic. He's actually like the church is actually in the swamp. So there's not enough.
Get a great water tank.
I know some great magic people. I'm sure we can magic some shit up here.
You also know some people who are real good at digging. Where there's a will, there's
I know
a
some
way.
great. I know people who are great at digging, and I know some magic people. We can figure something out, Father.
So he's put on the suit, shirt, pants. He is wearing a light jacket and the collar, of course. He's not wearing any robes or cassock. He is carrying a small, like, attaché case kind of bag, and you do see a single solid Celtic cross that he's wearing. Not a crucifix, a cross. So, all right, lead the way. And as he goes to leave, he'll pause and like take a sip from the glass that he had left on the table. Fuck it, and chug the rest of it and flips it and puts it in the dishpan.
And you don't have to sound so excited, Father. As we start making our way to the neighborhood.
Some of us were up all night, tending to people.
I mean, it is definitely a wondrous thing you do here, Father, for other people.
At least we have another Kennedy in the White House. Over to that asshole Johnson. It'll be interesting, right? So, who are we going to meet?
It's I have a young friend. You've met Peter before. One of his daughters is helping me out with.
Wait, Peter's daughter? Peter's daughter?
Yeah, Peter's daughter, Youngja. Oh no, sorry.
Well,
You know
I was like,
what? Concerning what they did, yeah, probably closest.
Yeah, honestly, adoptive daughter.
We're walking by the Smith's house, and then things are gonna go bing, 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 bing.
No, yeah, it's I have a.
I mean, like, it's possible. I just wanted to make sure I knew who we were talking about. As the GM.
That one's on me. We're gonna go talk to my friend Youngja. She's been helping me out with the first, trying to figure out what this first curse is, or more. I've been helping them out. I'm not really the science type, obviously. Um, and next door, we won't be meeting them, but we will be passing by their home. It'll be where Peter used to live. You've met him, or you knew him back when he
Dr.
was alive.
Musgrove, right?
Yeah, Dr. Musgrove. And his two daughters moved in, and his wife moved out. And you know, I'm not here to speak ill of the living, but they are a special a special couple of children, and you know, maybe get a read on what's happened over there. Um, they are the religious type, so maybe you'll they'll be happy to speak to you if they come out. But
Someone-
let's go. Go stop by Young Jaw's house first, and as we walk by these houses, I mean, you make your own conclusions.
So as you walk by, you walk up the street, you walk through the park section to the front. And then you walk, he kind of pauses as he walks through the park section that in front of the country club, rolls his eyes kind of at the large estate that is the Lafayette's, you know, massive house that sprawls over two plots. You'd see Chris and Michael Sycamore tending to the garden in front, and he kind of waves at them in that kind of like, I know them, right? I do know them kind of way. You know, it's like, yeah, oh, yes, I recognize you. You're not a member of my parish, but I've seen you around. I'm going to be polite and smiling at everybody.
We're Southern. We plan smiling at everybody.
Exactly. He's a priest, so, you know, he's got to be polite and smiley to everybody. Smiley days to everybody. You don't see the Grimes or the Solanos. Kit Eldridge is not at home, and he has not been at home. He has not been home frequently in the last couple months. Rumor has it he may be doing some work with the government again, perhaps being called up as an advisor given the current difficulties that are going on in Vietnam. And yes, I know I mispronounced that, but it was an intentional tie to the time and to the area.
Nam, yeah.
Exactly. Then, you know, as he walks, you know, towards, he kind of stops and looks at the Adeline house. Looks at their beautiful rose bushes.
Beautiful. We're getting the garden award all the time now. Like we've upped our HOA. We solid.
At least
Gardens
the magic,
are beautiful.
At least the magic dust didn't get to the roses. It's great.
Yeah. So much bottled water.
And then the apostates are at work, so they're not home at the moment.
I like to imagine, like, as he's walking by, Opal's just checking the mail. just living her life.
And he pauses and kind of cocks his head if you're checking the mail, and goes, Ardeline, right? He kind of like turns to Walters, and he's Ardeline, right? Mrs. Ardeline, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Father Fitzryan.
Pleasure to meet you, Father Fitzryan.
Yeah, he's yeah, Catholic is fine. Don't worry.
You don't know, so it's fine. Shake his hand.
James Fitzryan, a pleasure. Hope you are doing well with the unfortunate unpleasantness.
Well, everything's been going quite fine right here in the Adeline household. We'll glance at Ro like, what is he talking about? Don't say anything.
This
Oh.
is my friend, Father Fitzryan Opal. He's just helping me out with all this. With trying to help me out to figure out what's happening. You know, the weird things happening in Georgia
Oh, with the
or
water.
Savannah. Yeah, with
Look,
the
why are we
water and
why are
apparently
we
something
whispering?
new.
He kind of glances around. It's like, we're all here. We all know we're cursed. That's cursed. That's cursed. That's hella cursed. Like, I'm not even going there. And he's pointing down the street. Like, I
Which
need to
one's
go
hella
get the salt and
Which
have an
direction?
exorcism on that whole house.
Which
Yeah,
way?
which
What?
house?
Which way?
Which house?
Which way?
we're just like which house? Point it out for us. Please.
What?
Why don't I walk with y'all? I need to know which house is cursed.
Yeah, we're gonna go visit Young Jaw. Yeah, come join us.
Oh yes, I did lead Young Jaw some Tupperware recently. You might want to see it
Oh, okay, all right.
if it's related to the water issue. Yes, you'll definitely want to see it.
Are we putting curses in Tupperware now? Is that a thing? Should I be?
The whole
Do
set.
I have to start blessing people's Tupperware? The thing with the cars got weird.
I
You had to, you had to start blessing cars.
You would not be surprised the number of an older demographic who come and ask us for blessings on their automobiles, and then they come a little bit later when they're younger folks are of a certain impressionable age who and want to make sure that certain things are not happening in the back seat of their car.
Oh,
Opal.
yeah, Opal.
No, it's nothing about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure you
Gotcha,
know
then-
nothing about that, Opal.
Aw.
Look, a blessing is one thing. You get a new vehicle, you want to keep it from crashing yourself, I understand. But I can't control pregnancy. Like, it's not in my wheelhouse.
The Tupperware's fine. It's just it's nice, airtight seals, keeps things fresh longer. I wouldn't. What? How silly people must be. Get them cars. Yep.
Are you
Just
okay,
memories.
Mrs. Ardeline?
Oh yeah, just reminiscing a little bit about cars.
Mm-hmm. All right. And he'll like get to the Quans and look beyond the fence. It's like just like everything over there.
You mean the old Musgrove house?
Ah, unfortunate. Heard about the unfortunate passing of Dr. Musgrove. I feel for him.
Quite unfortunate indeed.
That I'm gonna need a lot of holy water, some salt, and incense. Also, like 3 or 4 acolytes.
I
Perhaps
only have salt and incense. We don't have acolytes or holy water. Not priests.
Incense but I can do a lot with salt and incense. I can make my own holy water. It's a blessing. You know, those one of those things you just get to do now. And it's like he's kind of jovial about the fact that he can make his own holy water.
She's like, that's so good to know. How much bottled water?
And I'm sure it's a pain to get that shipped, Father. So I'm happy to hear you're able to make your own.
Look, there may have been a time at one point when someone perhaps maybe definitely attempted to rob a church of holy water, and it was very disconcerting.
I don't know who would do such a thing.
Or why? Just steal the priest. I mean,
I'll look at you like exactly like what sense you made it, like not in a joking way, but like yeah, if you were gonna want holy water, just steal the priest, obviously.
You'd be surprised. The number of people who've been priests who've been kidnapped to perform exorcisms, and most of them don't know how to do it.
Well, I mean, you don't really need exorcisms as long as you have your windowsills lined with salt. So I hear.
You'd think so, but there are lots of people who can invite that shit in. And the minute it's invited in, you can't get rid of it. You need a
Sounds
little
awful.
help.
But just need to be more aware.
you know, just wise words, Father. Very wise words.
Don't make contracts
Um.
unless you've read them twice and have a lawyer look at them. And, you know, hand your lawyer a cross before you talk to them.
Opal says nothing, knowing exactly who she works for. I certainly do have a lawyer review all my contracts.
Oh, knock on the Kwan household. And
Make a note to put on the bulletin board in the back at work.
It's like a few
Don't
hours
see
past
so and so.
off of past like work time, right? Around like
Yeah.
yeah.
it takes a little while. So like she looks like just tired. Ro,
Young Ja.
she looks at her.
Ha.
Are you
"Hey."
ill?
No,
you
it was just a
good?
long day. It was just a long day.
Okay.
It was good. It was a good day. I mean,
You look half dead.
yeah, I feel like it.
Don't like them. The mostly dead and the all dead, they're fine. The half dead, not fun.
Oh,
No? I don't get it.
Look, the whole zombie thing is unpleasant.
who's your friend?
So I hear.
Hi, I'm Father
Our
James
friend
Fitzryan. Are you
Bead
aware
of
that the
sweat
house
goes
next to
down
you
the
smells
neck.
like it's cursed?
Which one?
That one.
Screw.
Bad energy, yes. Curse, no, not necessarily.
How can you stand here and not want to vomit? I kind of really do, but I don't want to vomit up the
I
really
kind of
fine
want to right
whiskey.
now, honestly. So, less speaking of that, probably the better. But
Have you had
Bottle
breakfast
of
yet?
water?
You look like you need a breakfast.
I've had breakfast.
Eggs, bacon, hash
Okay.
browns.
I just hand Young Ja a bottle of water.
Oh, thank you.
Just-
There was she'll look at Opal and then Arrow. It's like, oh, I have we made some discoveries about the thing you gave me. It's like, and she'll like look
the
at
Tupperware.
and kind of like gesture at. It's like, it's like it's okay. Talk to him.
Look, everything around here is cursed. That place is hella cursed, and we're all dealing with whatever cursed.
What
I'm not
else is
blessing the
cursed?
Tupperware. I'm not blessing Tupperware.
Please don't. It sounds like too much just effort for you. I would hate for you to exert yourself in such a manner.
This is my friend, Father Fitzryan. He's helping us try to figure out what all this curse business is. Because last night I had we're inside the house at this point. I had a pleasant conversation in which I found out that this area is not just cursed once, but cursed twice.
Oh.
And I had no idea about the second one.
So
Apparently,
so we know about
like
the first.
5-6 years.
So what was the second
Yeah.
one?
Apparently, 5-6 years ago, according to the good father, there was some sort of
Isn't that about when
big
Mr.
magic.
Musgrove died?
Yeah,
Has it been 5 years already?
it's been
Hi,
5
yes.
years.
I haven't been working at his office in 5-6 years.
I mean, I was in school, so that, yeah, wait, there's
There's
something
a-
about Peter. Could this be?
Well, there was maybe there was a large bad magic feeling that happened apparently 5-6 years ago. And
Hogs
that
are
feeling is
turning in Opal's head.
apparently that feeling's never really left the area. I was speaking to
'cause-
one of our neighbors who said that it's felt oppressive ever since.
Yeah, because I've never. I mean, I haven't been in the house for a long time, but I've never like. I think I would have figured out stepping in over like the last since I've been there, like a curse, deeply cursed, from what it sounds like. But
And I brought the father round to see if he could sniff out any of that sort of business.
It could have something to maybe do with the fact that Mr. Musgrove didn't exactly die of natural causes.
what's rather sudden. Opal, is this?
Wait,
should we
so
have the Tupperware conversation later, or is it? Because I did want to talk to Ro about it.
Let's just bring out the Tupperware.
right. All
look,
right,
are we
she'll-
standing
she'll-
around on your front porch talking about this, or are you gonna go over there to? I mean, I
Well,
can do a.
She'll walk. She'll like just walk towards
Or are
me,
we-
like
or are
stumble.
we-
She'll she'll stumble toward the back of her car and just open up, just like pop it
Just get
open,
around the trunk of her car. Hell yeah.
and then bring it
Doesn't look
like
sus
just
at
plop it
all.
down, and then just kind of plop it down on the hood, and she'll take out each one like, oh,
The layers. Like Russian nesting dolls.
this is
of
something that
Tupperware.
our
A lot of. Are you
Opal
selling
here.
Tupperware now, young Joe? It's a
no,
lot of Tupperware.
well, it's for the thing.
Just wanted to keep it sealed.
Well, Opal found something and wanted me to take a look at it, and it definitely was something. So she's going to kind of like.
And we want to talk about
slowly-
this.
You might not just
out here?
not breathe it in.
Well, I wouldn't do it in a very close enclosed space.
Oh, okay, right. Okay.
But she'll
Just gonna-
she'll kind of like
Maybe
raise.
hold your breath.
Yeah,
I
she'll
just stop breathing for a little bit.
she'll lift the lid of like that's manifestation of what's going on around here.
Residue.
Have I mentioned I hate sand?
You want to
I
call
don't
this
like
sand,
the
it's
beach.
fine.
I don't like coming. That's corrupted. Not cursed,
Mhm.
corrupted. There's a distinction I would like to make on that one. That is cursed, as in someone attempted to do a malediction and, brought.
Do a what?
Yeah, I think the word malediction like clicks. Or Opal as
That's-
well.
Nothing on row. Just
A
Well,
mallet.
that's what happened to Peter.
Well, I don't know.
Wait.
I haven't seen the gentleman, and I didn't examine the body, and I didn't do his internment, so I have no bloody idea.
Well,
That's-
I
that's-
worked with him quite closely.
All right, she'll
and-
she'll put the Tupperware. It's like, all right, back in
We'll
the.
talk about this temper in a minute.
Alright.
That's
Hold on.
that's corrupt. That's
Alright.
cursed.
And you're saying whatever's cursed is leading to everything.
No, those two things are separate. And he kind of looks back and forth between the two. It's like, I mean, let's be honest here. You can have multiple things of a variety of natures, as is all of us standing round here, that are not of the mundane variety. Your
Me
makeup
laughing
is
about Opal.
your makeup is very good, but you could.
Youngja's gonna
it's
look.
very good.
Youngja's gonna look at the driveway of the master's home and look through, like, see if they're there.
They are
Or if
not
it's-
there. They were working the election. Because remember, her husband was running for mayor.
And he lost, so
Because
bad.
she lost. He lost. And then Susie Masters Smith, Mr. Smith, failed to win the election. And then but now he campaigned for Nixon. And
Oh,
they went
so
to
sad for him.
Atlanta for the election.
Wait, so you said that there's curse and there's malediction.
Well, no, somebody
Place.
did a malediction, and then that's cursed.
I think
That's
Peter
corrupted.
Was the victim of said malediction.
Well, I can't say one way or the other. I didn't see the gentleman before he died or after he died.
I
Well,
did. I worked at his doctor's office. I saw him 3 to 4 times a week, if not more. And the man never touched a drop of liquor in his life, or smoked, or anything. And
no, not that I
well,
can.
and he wasted away rather suddenly. And I think something about his organs kind of liquefied or something. That doesn't happen naturally.
Without radiation, no, it doesn't. I'd be having a much more concerning conversation if we were.
That'd be more concerning, but
Yes.
All right.
So he
Well, they're
didn't die
not ho-
exactly of natural causes, but that wasn't in
Well,
the obituary.
if that went down over there, I mean, it's time for, investigation, and seems as good a time. They're not home, so
You want to go into the master's house? Little Musgrave? Yeah, sure.
I
If
mean, I
something-
still
if
have a
some-
spare
you
key.
know-
yeah,
Shit.
so it's like she'll take with like I also have this.
They didn't change the locks.
But if a malediction happened there, and it was to Peter, I would like to know what happened.
We're gonna have a bigger problem. If the malediction happened in that house, and that was Peter Musgrove's house, and it was targeting Peter Musgrove, then somebody's kinslaying, and that's a whole other issue.
Well, that's what we're gonna go find out, aren't we? And then she'll just walk toward the yeah.
I'm gonna walk into Young Jaw's house. I'm gonna make a call to the master's household. I'm gonna wait until it stops ringing. I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna call the house again. I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna call one more time. I'm gonna hang up. And I'm gonna say I tried to call them. Tried to tell them that we smelled something.
Oh,
I would like
burning.
to point out the phone wouldn't stop ringing because remember, nobody has an answering machine or a
Oh,
caller
yeah.
ID,
Yeah.
so it would just keep ringing.
Yeah. You know, I think it's the key to the garage from like the side. So I think that's where Young just gonna go. It's good. It's not. I mean, they might have changed the front, but like. one
No,
of
but
those-
the sun porch has not been changed, and they do have that fence now, though.
Yeah, well, you know what?
it's not the first time Young
not-
John's
yeah,
hopped
it's
the
not-
fence.
no. Gonna jump that fence.
And
Not the first. It's not the first time. You know what? Bad precedent for Quans jumping over fences where they're not supposed to be. Precedent is not good. But she can do it anyways.
Say, man, tried to call them. Tell them we smelled something burning.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like we're gonna have to go check out. Go make sure.
Yeah.
Nothing's
It's-
burning in that house. A lot of people leave glasses out in,
I mean, it's a
in
visit
direct
of,
sunlight.
It's a visit of concern. Right? We saw some.
Yeah,
Smoke.
And I think
perhaps some...
Opal has the thought of that's a concern because there is never direct sunlight in the Ardeline house.
Yeah, perhaps somebody left a picture trying to make sun tea and didn't pay attention to it. As Father Fitzryan just like puts his hand on the top of the fence, and it's probably like a 7-foot fence, right? Like, or 6-foot fence, because you know that's
6
would be
foot's average, yeah.
6 foot's average. And he kind of like puts his hand on and just up and over. And then as he
it's
drops
like it.
down on the other side, he's like,
How do you feel it looks like?
"May the blessings of God be on this house and all within it." Okay, good. Now we can do the good work.
I was like, I don't think I should go
Time
in
to
now.
snoop. It's time to snoop around.
It does not seem to impede either you or Ro.
I think I'm just gonna turn around and be like, someone needs to keep lookout. I'll volunteer.
I mean-
too much holy.
If you so choose, so hopeful. Feel free. Anyone asks, we smelled some burning. Just wanted to make sure that the house was fine.
I'm more worried about them coming home early and running into interference.
A story is
Absolutely.
a story. So long as we all have the same one, and
Yep. Could always use a
and
spotter.
head in.
So like,
I'll sneeze really loudly if you should skedaddle out of there. You've never heard Opal sneeze before, probably. Like
no,
it's
you would need.
And I'll hop the fence behind the father.
I'll just mull about the front yard.
I'm just I'm gonna say, I know you can't tell me much, Father, about your previous lives, but man, are you just one impressive fellow?
I'm not that impressive. There are some much more interesting folks than me around. Your fine neighbor, by the way, I didn't know that was a possibility. You learn something new every day.
All
But
right, what am I
you
looking
really,
for,
you
Father?
really do need to get her some better makeup. If that's a good thing, she's gonna keep doing.
Look, I haven't wanted to bring it up. I want her to bring it up on her own time when she feels comfortable about it.
Getting theater makeup for my husband. It's pretty good makeup.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty good, but somebody rolled really damn well.
Oh, they did. But it's one of those things where she's like, I've got really good makeup. Why'd you have to bring
You
it
get
up?
something important? I
What
hear
do you think?
Avon's real popular down at the Grounds house.
Oh yeah,
He
right.
might have something.
Mhm.
So
The
what am I
hall-
looking for here, Father?
Me to vomit and not in public. Miss
A
Kwan?
Tupperware bowl just goes across the fence line when the word vomit is said.
Thank you kindly, Mrs. Ardeline. Ms. Kwan, perhaps you would tell me, in our breaking and entering, is there anything in particular we're going to have to look for, or you expect to find?
I mean, like you said yourself, there's a curse. You seem to be good at sniffing out that sort of thing, so I'll look for evidence of the malediction. You look for evidence of that curse. And she has her like little like bag with her. There's something here, we'll find it. Especially if it's as noisy as you said.
All right.
It's not breaking and entering. It's a concern visit. So
You have a key too.
Mm.
We entered. We didn't break nothing. Important distinction, you know. If the door's open, then I didn't break and enter. I just entered illegally, and then I can have concern for it. All right, let's go. We'll let Trooper describe eventually what the house is being redesigned, but I do
Just
know.
imagine it's like the worst, and then there you go.
Yeah, there's wall to wall like white carpeting, and it's oh no,
They
it's
just
that
tore this
baby pink carpeting that's not quite
Mhm.
salmon but not quite Pepto Bismol, and
It's
it's
a rude
Yeah.
color.
oh it's a look, it's a look, and it is not at all the house that Peter Musgrove and his wife Nellie lived in.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
But the walls are probably still in the same places because, you know, knocking
And the
down
walls are
entire
still
walls
very-
was not a thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
More like new carpet, new paint, or wallpaper.
Paint, wallpaper.
Oh, I bet there's
Get everywhere.
paisley flower wallpaper.
Ew, no.
Probably.
Stripes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. New Formica countertops, the whole bit. You know, it's like lots of money has been spent here. Cursed salmon. It's a rare color. Unfortunately, not rare enough in 1968. So you come as you kind of he kind of walks through the house, and again, it's a one-story ranch post-war bungalow kind of build, with a root cellar but not a full basement. He kind of stops in the door to the master bedroom, and he doesn't enter. And he goes, breathes deeply, adjusts, you know, like kind of adjusts the jacket and the collar and the cross, not crucifix, but cross. And he picks up or sets down the attaché case, pulls a long strip of cloth from it, and sets it around his neck. All right, let's do this. Cracks his neck, pushes open the door, and as he steps through, there is a moment that we're going to pause on and freeze in this moment. As we see Ro and Youngja in this house, we see Opal Ardeline outside this house. The camera pans pulls back from the back of the Father James Fitzryan as he steps into the master bedroom and keeps pulling back. And as you do so, you see him reach out and grab the door and slam it shut behind him, blocking out Youngja and Ro. There's this moment and flash And Ro and Young Ja and Opal, you don't know what happened in that house. You don't know what happened in that room. You remember a bright flash like a overloaded light bulb explodes for a second, microsecond. And then the smell of burning carpet. It's that smoldering, burning level of carpet.
Mm-hmm.
You won't see the good father for a good couple months. And every time you go and ask, or attempt to ask, about what happened in that room, something that tickles at the back of your mind. Kind of just stops you. It's that low grade distraction, right? Like I need to remember to ask Father Fitzryan about that. I need to know what happened. And then you see him and it just floats away. Can't hold on to it. Not strong. And that's where we're going to end for tonight. Because I have, for two reasons. One, I have a very strong and hard rule in this, when I GM, is if the players are not currently here for a session where something really important is going to happen to their character, it's not going to happen to their character. I don't kill players when they're not here. I want the drama of seeing their reaction to what happens when they are here. How can I enjoy my life if they're not? So we might find out more about what happens next week in 1972 when we come back. Coldrake, I will put up a poll for because Coldrake apparently has an opinion on what exactly apparently people are claiming Time Lord for the good Father Fitzryan.
There's a heart for charity, and then a heart for, all those other joys in life.
Priest stumbled into somebody else's problem or a CP. Yeah, maybe. We'll find out. We'll find out. But thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you all for joining us in 1968. Bobby Kennedy is now president, and I have a lot of things to write about how that's going to change 19 up to the end of the 60s, as it were. And some very other interesting things that are happening at this time. So, I will let us go around. Let us go in the opposite order we said hello in, and let you all say where we can find you, what you can do, something you enjoyed from tonight, and what you think Father Fitzryan is. Because apparently, that's a question. So why don't we start with Lynn then? Thank you, Lynn, for being here.
Thanks for having me. Excited tonight. Yeah, I'm Lynn. Gremlin art pretty much everywhere. You can find my art there, and yeah, I loved just the fact that we have our little investigator group happening, and I don't know if it went okay. Opal, maybe you did the right thing of being the spotter out there.
Opal never got in any trouble as a child or teenager.
Probably not.
This
I
was
can't.
her being
Well, I mean, with
well, except for that one exception at the
I mean, with the
drive-in.
elders, you have to live with. I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to. I can't imagine why.
I never hopped any fences. I never broke in. I never spotted for anybody. The only thing she did was have a secret boyfriend.
That was it, and that was it forever.
That was it.
Nothing like that was the one. That was the one thing that did it. It's like no.
Yep. Not Oliver's the good child.
But yeah, I love. I don't know what I have no idea what Fitzryan is. I lit up to Mystery of Revelation when we get there.
We'll find out. I'm looking forward to it. Where can we find you?
Oh, I did say. I said.
Oh yeah,
Pretty good.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just, awake. I am. And I'm focused and apparently just missed that.
Check out Lynn's art. It's amazing.
Yes, check out Lynn's art. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't have it readily accessible, which is sadness, but
I got some there, and I have some there. I've got it on my walls.
I don't have it. I don't have it readily accessible either because all the gallery sites turned to shit, basically.
Yeah, that's a problem. Like, I have it. It's all over. But yes, go follow Lynn. Follow their art. Appreciate them. Support them because they're great. Hey, PB.
Hi, I'm PB from at PB Plays Inside, where you can find me pretty much anywhere. I am currently on a hiatus from streaming because I am too busy playing through Baldur's Gate, and that's all that has my free time right now. So we'll return to that once I finish at least my first playthrough of Baldur's Gate, which is soon. I'm in Act 3 finally, so
Oh,
you know.
it only took me
Oh.
200
Next week.
hours.
Oh yeah,
I wonder how
Act 3's
many you're at.
Yeah,
Look,
Act 3 goes by
I
Act
haven't
3 just goes by so fast. It goes by so fast. You blink your eyes and it's done.
I have not
Forever, no.
started Act 2, and on my off-stream playthrough, I'm at 55 hours.
201. That's when I finished.
Oh, I don't know. I keep falling asleep with the game on, so
no.
my hours are all over the place. I have no idea how long I've actually played.
Sleeping with the game on. It was a problem, so I'm taking a break before my second playthrough.
Fair enough. But yeah, tonight was a fun one. I love how you do Father Fitzryan. We got there eventually. Fitzryan cracks. Every time I can come up with an excuse to talk to them, I will do so because I just love how you portray them. They're just always a delight. And I just love tired. It's just so tired, Youngja. I just adore their energy and just how how you role play that through every encounter you have when you're just so tired. And you know what? That's so relatable, so unbelievably relatable. But it was a fun session, and I look forward to playing the next ones and seeing what's coming in the next couple of years.
I am looking forward to it as well. I'm going to see so many things, and it's 1972, and y'all, it's gonna be some juicy fun. But yeah. Hey, Lindy, how are you?
Hi.
How you doing?
Me. I'm good. I'm not as sleep deprived since I finished Baldur's Gate 3. So the number of times I started playing the game and then looked out the window and went, oops, it's 7 a.m. Was too many, perhaps, but it's hashtag worth it. August was stressful. Many hours of poured into that game, but this game was not stressful. This game was fun. My favorite moments, I really liked Youngja and Opal at the beginning, like the Tupperware, like just is one Tupperware enough? No, let's just all of it. Just a Russian nesting doll of Tupperware. Just so much Tupperware. And then us being like, should we bring this to the Waltons? Yeah, we should do this, but tomorrow. Just how everyone differs the election with the two more longer lived people who are like, oh yeah, we'll find out later. We're not that worried about it. This happens all the time versus Youngja, who's just so young and gung ho and more human than perhaps some of us. And I just loved seeing that contrast. It was very exciting and fun to see the interactions, and then us three just getting into some mischief at the end with the good father, and Opal being quite naughty, but being the spotter because that's the least naughty position to be in if you get caught. So it's fine. I have no idea what Father Fitzryan is. No clue. Phoenix, maybe. I don't know. I just guesses. No idea. Yeah, you can find me online at LaughLoveLindy. Lindy everywhere on the interwebs, basically. If it's a website with social media, I'm probably left with Lindy on it. My channel. Let's see. I'm playing games. I'm like, brain. This week, tomorrow, Monday's in Exandria, most likely. D&D 5e in Exandria. It's very exciting. Plot assassins. We're making the best decisions, and we haven't blown up on Corel yet, so that's great. Tuesday we will be back with Stargate Flames of Hope with our guest Jonathan Fry. And we will hopefully defend some poor little settlement from a Guo Old Lord, but we don't know. We'll see. We'll find out how that goes. And then Wednesday for more Below the Land of Fire, where the game really gets going. They think they thought they were on the main mystery, but surprised they weren't. Because I don't think any of them are watching this right now. So haha, red herring. Welcome to the getting out of the beginner tutorial starting zone. The real adventure begins this week. So that'll be fun and exciting. So check that out. And then on Friday, I will be back on Trooper SJP's channel for the Return of the Gamblers, Travelers. That'll be lots of fun. Yeah, that's me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and yes, check out the Stargate. Check out all of that wonderfulness. Check out the Call of Cthulhu. I could not. Words were hard for a minute right there. Check out the Call of Cthulhu
and all that.
Exactly. Check out the Call of Cthulhu campaign because it's absolutely wonderful and I appreciate every minute of it. But hey y'all, you know me. I'm at Deirdre Dunlin on Twitter for as long as that thing exists. And then Praxgorth has me for you to see me around here on Twitch, and Prax the Bard over on Hive and Instagram, and Blue Sky is a thing that apparently I'm on now as well. If you liked what we did here, you want to check it out, you want to see everything, hey, there's a YouTube, by the way. The poll will go up on YouTube. There will be a poll about what you all think Father Fitzryan is. We'll set that up there. If you like what I do here and you want to help support the channel, well, there are a couple ways you can do that. Number one, there's a Ko-Fi. You can support that. It goes directly into the channel, so I can buy art and overlays and, introductions and all of these great things. There's also a merch store that exists. You can check that out. There are items there that are tied to all of the games that we run on this channel. And it's pretty good. We're having fun, some good things. But thank you all for being here. You can next find me, spin-off Father Fitzryan Mysteries. It's an interesting idea, Sly. You're not going to find out the answer to that until more secrets are revealed. Maybe, possibly. But next you can find me is actually tomorrow, Monday night, over on Wandering DM. It is Flory, my Ravnos's solo session for Vampire the Masquerade Montreal by Night campaign that we are running. Hashtag not the Ravnos's fault, but apparently Simon dropped at the end of last solo session with Trooper that the theme for Flory's is going to be John Wick, and I have questions. I had questions because I don't know. We'll find out. And then I've also been playing Baldur's Gate, and I've been doing a Baldur's Gate stream, so you might see me pop up with those occasionally. And I'm going to be doing a solo thing is going to be happening that I've been working on for a little while, and Trooper inspired me. That's not a surprise. But catch your eye out, watch the socials, because I post where I'm going to be and all the wonderful, fabulous people like these fine folks that I get to hang out with and tell stories with and have fun with. So until next time, everyone, we should send some love out into the universe, and we Fawn is up, and they are playing Palia. We are going to go raid into Fawn, send them some love, send them some joy, and we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.
Fred, what have they done? Speak to me.